I just thought I'd show you guys the progress I made with this thing. The valve I was talking about in the previous video is actually easy to get off if you take the throttle body off. Now I've left, where did I get to it? I can't even get to the phone. Down there, there's in the supercharger bend there's a bolt. I can't get my hand in there, and I'm not taking a bolt all the way out if I don't think I can screw it in with my hand. Maybe without the thermostat housing there you can do that, but you don't need to. I've taken out this bolt. I've taken out, where are we? I've taken out the bolt, this bolt. The gaskets on these are fragile. They're gone hard. Just for God's sake, don't break the gasket. I mean, if you do break the gasket, you got the thermostat housing out of the way. Well, it's probably not the end of the world. You can probably pretty easily take the bend off. Like, I know with this out of the way, you could probably easily get that bolt out. But my hands are just, they're so sore from working on the other car. So this thing had engine mounts. But I just wanted to show you guys something. These supercharged Commodores, everyone, all the guys get a bit of a hard-on over these things. Look, these cars are old enough that they should have a career by now if they're a person. Now, here's the first problem, right? This is one of the hose clamps. It's had a hose and a thermostat before, or maybe it's just had hose clamps and a thermostat. I don't know. But this hose clamp's stuffed. When I started to try and loosen the hose clamp off, instead of the clamp loosening, the screw just comes out because this is just stuffed because this gap's too big. So, okay, the hose clamp. Now let's get to the hose. Let's put the hose let's use, there you go, the green grass. This is the hose that goes, so basically, this engine's an American engine, crated to Australia. They weren't made here, I'm pretty sure they weren't. Maybe they were. Hey, I've got no idea what Holden made in Fisherman's Bend. I know they cast engine blocks, and I know they exported some to the States. In fact, we exported a lot of V6 engines to the States. This is the pipe, basically, that goes to your thermostat housing from the top radiator outlet. So it's got a stainless steel tube that goes down the side of the motor along the engine block, basically parallel with the side of the car, the chassis rail, and then it's got a 90-degree bend and it goes behind the motor. So you've got the thermostat housing sticking out, and then this pipe, and this U-bend connects it. Now this pipe is about ready to blow, and you can't get to this pipe. I've had a spare in the glove box because I was sure this pipe was never changed. But we've started cutting through the pipe. So if you some of you may not know this, but what happens is over time the pipe compresses, because that's how the hose seals. The hose clamp compresses the rubber against the pipe or the thermostat housing or whatever. This has obviously had the crap tightened out of it. Because look, we've got a perfect mirror image of the hose clamp. So if I just put this camera phone between my legs here, my knees. Alright, so I'm looking for degradation of the rubber. It's not really that bad. I'm trying to keep it in frame. But this is the problem. Now, I don't know if you can see that in the video. I don't know what you can see. I'm lightly pressing on it. In fact, this hose has got a split. So, not only is this is the outer layer. This outer layer isn't the layer that's supposed to seal against coolant. The inner layer is. So, I've been running just tap water in this thing for a little while, well, a couple of months, because I knew full well it needed. So this shows you the basic construction of how the hose is actually made. This white stuff here, I think it's nylon. It's basically nylon sandwiched between two layers of rubber. Well, the hose is, I don't know how they make them, but the hose is a one-piece construction. And the nylon is like it's this pattern here. It's a mesh that basically, that's the strength for the hose. But this inner layer of rubber, I can't feel any gaps. This inner layer of rubber is actually ruptured. It's got a, or maybe not ruptured, maybe it hasn't. I don't feel anything. But this has failed. These layers of hose have started to separate. Look, I'm barely touching it. Can I hold it more still than that? So, I'm barely touching this hose. So, this is a soft spot. You can get to this hose with your hand if you're looking at buying one of these cars, but the point of this video is to just assume that none of this stuff's been done. This will strand you in the middle of nowhere and wreck an engine that... Anyway, whatever got recorded, got recorded.